We watched you on The Cosby Show. You were America's sweetheart. I remember the smell of the soul food coming from his dressing room. I remember when we opened the show, walking up those stairs and coming down that iconic staircase. I can talk down to you because I had a successful sitcom. Yeah, it was Bill Cosby's show. He was someone who seemed like he could get whatever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? People would always find a way to make things happen for him. That's why I think, before you put your child into the entertainment industry, there should be a psychologist or psychiatrist evaluating the parents first. And if they pass that assessment and a role comes along, then maybe their child can enter the business at a young age. I truly believe parents shouldn't be managing their children's careers. They should be removed from that role and allowed to just be parents. After years of Raven-Symoné denying that Bill Cosby ever did anything to her, Katt Williams recently sparked conversation by discussing details that many people believe point back to her time on The Cosby Show. The claims have left people stunned. Katt has never been afraid to criticize powerful figures in the entertainment industry, especially when it comes to the treatment of vulnerable people. Still, many were surprised that he would touch on a topic so closely connected to Raven's personal experiences. What makes the situation even more complicated is that Raven has often seemed reluctant to speak about Cosby. At times, she has defended him. Yet on other occasions, she has made comments that some people interpret as hints that something troubling may have happened during that period of her life. As many people know, Raven joined The Cosby Show when she was only 3 years old, and her life changed forever after that. She originally auditioned for Cosby's film Ghost Dad, but was considered too young for the role. Normally, that would have been the end of the story. Instead, Cosby created a role for her on The Cosby Show, casting her as his step-granddaughter Olivia. The role placed her on set regularly, working closely with the cast throughout the show's later seasons. Raven made her debut in the 6th season premiere and remained with the series until its final episode in 1992. Between 1990 and 1992, she appeared in 66 episodes as a series regular. From the outside, everything appeared normal. But years later, Cosby would face numerous allegations of sexual assault from multiple women. Around that same period, Raven revealed that she had been diagnosed with dissociative disorder, a condition that some mental health professionals associate with trauma. According to Raven, she remembers very little about her time working on The Cosby Show. Despite it being such a significant chapter in her life, she has said that many of those memories simply are not there. That revelation immediately raised questions among observers who wondered why such an important period would be so difficult for her to recall. She once explained that she remembered details surrounding the production, like the smell of food coming from Cosby's dressing room and standing at the top of the staircase before filming in front of the live audience. But when it came to the actual scenes and performances, she said the memories seemed to disappear as soon as the cameras started rolling. Those comments fueled speculation online, with some people suggesting that repressed memories could be involved. However, Raven herself has never publicly confirmed any wrongdoing by Cosby toward her. What makes the broader story even more disturbing is that, long before Cosby's public downfall, many people in the entertainment industry were rumored to be aware of concerns surrounding his behavior. Yet few were willing to speak openly about it. In 2005, 13 women filed a lawsuit against Cosby under the name Jane Doe, accusing him of sexual assault. The case was settled out of court, but it did little to damage his public image at the time. Everything changed in 2014, when comedian Hannibal Buress openly referred to Cosby as a rapist during a stand-up performance. The clip went viral, reigniting public interest in allegations that had largely faded from mainstream discussion. Not long afterward, Cosby's social media team invited fans to create memes about him. Instead, many people flooded the internet with references to the allegations. The conversation exploded. Although Cosby denied the accusations, more women came forward. Many of their stories shared striking similarities. Several alleged that they had been offered opportunities in the entertainment industry, only to later find themselves drugged and assaulted. One of the first women to speak publicly after Burris' routine was Barbara Bowman, who published an op-ed detailing her allegations and questioning why it had taken decades for people to take her claims seriously. As public scrutiny intensified, people began looking more closely at Raven's past comments. Some noticed a pattern. On one hand, she frequently defended Cosby. On the other, she sometimes appeared uncomfortable when discussing the topic. In 2014, after a blog circulated claims about what may have happened to her, Raven quickly responded on Instagram. She firmly denied being victimized by Cosby and called the rumor disgusting. She emphasized that everyone on the show had treated her kindly and asked to be left out of the conversation. Then came another major development. Although the 2005 lawsuit had been settled years earlier, portions of Cosby's deposition eventually became public in 2015. The release generated even more controversy and reignited debate about the allegations. Yet, even after that, Raven continued defending the distinction between Cosby's personal life and his impact on television. She argued that people should separate the creator from the creation and recognize the influence his work had on American television, regardless of the accusations surrounding him. At the same time, some of her later comments seemed to paint a more complicated picture. In a 2024 interview with Rolling Stone, Raven discussed the dangers young entertainers can face in the industry. She said that as a child, she was never given education about predatory behavior and later realized how many troubling situations existed around her. She spoke about witnessing forms of abuse and exploitation throughout the industry, explaining that people often focus only on visible signs of harm while overlooking other forms of mistreatment. Raven also reflected on the body shaming she experienced as a child performer. She recalled being told she couldn't eat certain foods on set because adults thought she was gaining weight. She remembered being only 7 years old and feeling confused when people told her not to eat despite being hungry. Looking back, she said those experiences contributed to struggles she later faced. The conversation took another turn in March when Raven announced a memoir that would finally explore more of her life story in greater detail. Some fans immediately began wondering whether the book would address her experiences during the Cosby Show years. Others speculated that it could reveal information she had never publicly discussed before. Adding fuel to the discussion, some people believe Katt Williams' recent comments about powerful figures in entertainment may have encouraged others to speak more openly about their own experiences. During an appearance on Theo Von's podcast, Katt openly referred to Cosby as a rapist without using qualifying language. His remarks quickly spread online and sparked renewed debate. Katt has also spoken about his own experiences navigating Hollywood. In previous interviews, including one on Club Shay Shay, he claimed that powerful figures in the industry had made inappropriate advances toward him early in his career. According to Katt, refusing those advances came with consequences, and he has often connected those experiences to his willingness to speak out against influential people. As for Raven's memoir, she has hinted that there are stories she wants to tell, but must be careful about how she tells them. When discussing the project, she joked that she planned to be as honest as possible without getting sued. That comment immediately caught people's attention. Some interpreted it as a sign that there may be more to her story than she has previously shared publicly. Whether the memoir addresses Cosby directly remains unknown, but many readers are already eager to see what she reveals and whether it changes how people view that chapter of her life. As expected, opinions online have been divided. Some people believe Raven was exploited as a child star but admire the way she navigated adulthood compared to many former child actors. Others have expressed sadness that allegations surrounding Cosby have forever changed how they view a show they once loved. Now I want to hear what you think. Do you believe Katt Williams' comments will influence how people view Raven's story? And do you think her upcoming memoir will address her experiences during her time on The Cosby Show? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out the next one.